So today we are going to be making a spicy fruit loaf, as seen here. Right, the first thing we need to do is sieve 350 grams of plain flour with 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon and a pinch of salt. Sieving is so messy though. But just quickly sieve that through. It just helps make a lighter mixture because you get all that air trapped into it. Those bits done. Then with 150 grams of butter, this is the baking butter you can buy. You want to chop it up because we've got to rub it into the mixture until it looks like breadcrumbs. It's a messy job, isn't it? Right, so you just sort of rub it in till you get breadcrumbs, which can take a couple of minutes. Right, I will be back with you as soon as that's done. Right, I've done it so it looks like that. It took me about 5 minutes to rub it all in. Then we're going to add 125 grams of brown sugar and how many raisins is it? And 175 grams of sultanas. You probably could use raisins if that's all you've got. And stir that for a bit. This is actually quite a quick recipe to do, so we stir that through just to help it out a bit, and then we're going to add 2 lightly beaten eggs, and we need 6 tablespoons of orange juice and 6 tablespoons of milk. And then we just got to stir it all together. It's going to be really, really stiff. Not nice and easy like a cake. So just stir it through, which again takes quite a while, because you want to make sure it's not too powdery around the bottom or anything. Plus I'm using quite a small spoon. I do, sometimes you'll see me struggling to stir with this hand. It's because I have chopped all that bit before on a glass and my finger gets really tired sometimes when I'm stirring. That's why you see me holding the spoon a bit weird. It hurts to keep it out. But I'll talk about that another time because it's a bit gross. But that is basically our mixture done. And because it was only 6 tablespoons of orange juice, I just used one of these little cartons that you put in the lunchbox. Because there's no point in opening a big litre one just for that much. So that was my little... plus I don't have a big one in the house, but that was in the fridge, so we just used the little one. And there was actually enough juice in there to do 2 batches, so that's nice and handy. Then that is the whole thing done. you're supposed to put it into a 2-pound loaf tin, but I only have the pound ones, so I'm going to be using 2 tins. These liners here, you can see, you can pick them up for £1 in all the little cheap shops. Just makes it a bit easier than and it looks pretty if you are going to give it as a gift or anything. You take it round to your grandma's for afternoon tea or. So I'm going to split mine into 2 tins, like I said. But because it's in 2 tins, it will cook slightly quicker than what it should do. Got loads of nice fruit in it, so let's just hope I've got it equal. But I thought this was quite a good recipe because it doesn't use a lot of different ingredients. Because if you haven't got a carton of orange juice, but you could use a fresh orange, squeeze that for the juice. But that is all we've got to do. Then you do need to smooth the top, but they recommend when you're making these sort of fruit loaves that when you smooth the top to make it a little bit shallower in the middle, so that when it rises, the centre always rises more. So if you make it slightly shallower there, hopefully it won't rise. I didn't do that last time because it is quite a thick mixture. I was worried it wouldn't rise at all. Which is why I've already just made one batch. Because you can see it comes up that far. And then when it's cooked, it comes up a lot higher. Well, about another inch. But these ones we need to cook on 180 centigrade for, I worked out as 50 minutes. If you're putting it into one tin, it's between an hour and an hour and 10 minutes. But if you stick a fork in or a bamboo stick, cocktail stick, just make sure the centre comes out clean. Because one thing I found when I was making cakes on YouTube is that I don't give them long enough to cool down before I cut them, and therefore it looked like a disaster. So this one's had time to cool down, and we'll be able to just give it a cut through to see what it looks like. So that's what the cake I keep calling it a cake, the fruit loaf looks like. And they recommend that you slice it and put butter on, but because in my house Connor doesn't like butter on bread and that, he will probably just put some jam or something like that onto it. But if you try the recipe, I hope yours works out well, and do let me know if you try it and what yours tasted like. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.